Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be doing kind of a review of my ASUS ROG G17. I have had on this laptop for around 2 months or so. So I'll be going over its features, the things that I liked and some of the things I didn't like and I would have loved to have in this laptop. So without further ado, let's get started with it. Let's start with the build quality of this laptop. So the lid itself is made up of black matte finish aluminum and the back is of plastic material, but it doesn't feel like a cheap plastic. It does have quite a good texture and feel to it, and the screen and the lid itself doesn't wobble, so that's a good thing. And you can also easily open and close this laptop with just one hand, so that's good. And the hinges itself are pretty strong. You also don't have any wobble in the screen and also on the keyboard, so that's a good thing. So yeah, overall I think the build is actually quite good. The materials used in this laptop are of high quality, and I think it would last for a long time. In terms of connectivity, we have two USB 3.0 and an earphone jack on the left side. We don't have anything on the right side because if you're gaming with mouse and keyboard, you don't really need anything on the right side. So it's actually quite good. On the back, we have another 3.0 port, Type C, HDMI 2.0, and an Ethernet port. This laptop doesn't have any card reader, camera, and fingerprint lock, which actually I would have loved to have, but sadly it's not there. So the screen we have is 17.3 wide Quad HD IPS screen with 165 Hz refresh rate. It has 100% sRGB and 75% Adobe RGB, and the brightness is above 300 nits. So yeah, the screen is quite beautiful. I have watched like a lot of videos and played games on it, and the colors were quite punchy and vibrant, and the screen is always sharp. So that's really a good thing. I mean, I really love this screen, and you can see the viewing angles are quite good. So I've also tested this laptop outdoors in broad daylight. Watching Netflix and watching videos and browsing internet and so on. And I didn't find any issues. I mean, the texts were quite clear and there were no overexposure or anything. And, it was bright all the time. So yeah, it really works great outside as well. The keyboard is per key RGB lit, so you can customize the lighting per key through Aura Creator app. The keyboard itself doesn't wobble, so that's a good thing. Uh, but does get a little bit warmer in intensive gaming, but I didn't really find that issue much often. So it's not really a big issue for me, but just a point to note on. The trackpad's precision is also good, and there's not much clicking sound. And I really like the its position, so when you're typing and all, it doesn't really get in the way. So let's get on with the specifications of this laptop real quick. So we have got Ryzen 9 5900HX with max TDP of 45 watts as CPU, 16 GB DDR4 RAM, and RTS 3060 with max TDP of 130 watts with 6 GB of VRAM. So I've also done some benchmarking tests with the 3D Mark, PC Mark, Cinebench, and Geekbench. I made a separate detailed video out of it, so you can check that video. It's in my description. So yeah, it's got real high scores in all of those. So as you would expect, I mean, in my time using this laptop, for Lightroom and Filmora, I've rendered some videos at 4K and all, and it ran without any hiccups. It was all quite smooth. So I think rather it be video editing, graphics design, gaming, or whatever, I think this laptop can run it quite well. So I've tested 17 games on this laptop, both at 1440p and 1080p. All those games ran on turbo mode, which gives the CPU and GPU quite a performance boost, but it's only available while charging. So yeah, the gaming performance on this laptop is quite good. I mean, even the most demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Microsoft Flight Simulator, even at the highest settings with ray tracing in whichever game it was supported, ran at quite decent frame rates, and yeah, it ran quite smoothly. I have made a separate video on those 17 games running on this laptop, focusing on frame rates and temperatures. So the video link is in my description, so you can check that video out to gain more insight on how those games performed on this laptop. There is one feature that I would have wanted, which is mux switch, which would have given those FPS games like Call of Duty, Apex Legends, etc. Some more performance boost, but it's not really a deal breaker for me, as you can connect through the Type C port to a external monitor to get that same performance boost. So yeah, it's not really a deal breaker for me, but yeah, that would have been good. But yeah, overall the gaming performance on this laptop is quite good. So while gaming on turbo mode, which increases the fan speed and bumps up the performance, it did get a bit louder and warmer. But I wasn't really much irritated by it, as with the game's own sound. And if you're using an earphone and headphone, it won't really be any issue for you. That it's well within what is expected, of a gaming laptop of this caliber. So yeah, I didn't really find it to be much irritating. The temperatures are pretty good on this laptop. I mean, the keyboard did get a bit warmer, but I got used to it pretty quick. So it's not really a big issue or anything for me. Out of all of the games that I've tested, the temperatures didn't really go beyond 90 degrees. 90 degrees Celsius. It was like around 85, 86 max. So yeah, the temperatures are pretty good. It does use liquid metal for its cooling. So yeah, the temperatures, the laptop does get cooled really fast. So we have two bottom firing speakers on this laptop. So I'm quite happy with the sound of these speakers. The bass is quite punchy and the mid tones and trebles are quite good. Even at the highest volume, the sound doesn't deteriorate. And also support Dolby Atmos, so you can watch content with 3D audio and Dolby Atmos, and it does have quite a lot of depth in it. We also have Dolby Access, so you can customize various presets, so that's really convenient. I'll just play a sample for you so you can listen to how the sound is on this laptop. So the battery life on this laptop is quite good as well. It does have a big 90-watt battery and does come with a big AC adapter. So yeah, while gaming on performance mode, the battery does last for around 1 hour or so. And while editing and just watching videos and browsing the internet, the battery does last for around 6 to 7 hours. So I would say, with all the performance that this laptop has to offer, I think it fares quite well with battery life, and it also charges quite fast as well. I got this laptop at around 1,45,000 in India through official ASUS store. But with the chip shortages and all which is going on right now, the availability is a bit scarce. But I think in the near future, with more units coming in, the price may go a bit down, and it might get a bit cheaper. So overall, I'm quite happy with this laptop. It's got quite a nice screen with vibrant colors and viewing angles, and the brightness is also quite good. The build quality is also quite solid and sturdy. It is a bit heavy though. It comes at around 2.5 kg. So it's not really like the most portable laptop, but if you're mostly indoors, I don't think it will be of any issue. The gaming performance is actually quite impressive, and the thermals and relatively the battery life is quite good. Um, there are some minor issues and some things that I would have loved to have in this laptop. Like, it's a smudge magnet. It does get a bit dirtier and you would have to clean it a bit regularly. And I would have loved to have the fingerprint lock, and also mux switch would have been great. To get that bit of a gaming performance boost. But apart from that, I didn't really had any major issues with this laptop for around 2 or so months of my usage. So if it's available in your area, I would say go for it. It really is a beauty and a beast. So yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty solid laptop. And yeah, with that, I would say goodbye, take care, and see you in the next one.